I'm just grateful to be here. Like, this is another good win. It's good to be busy. You know, I like to be busy. Like you guys know, I'm ready for fight. I'm just waiting for Peter Yan. Hopefully he will come back. I just saw he's in vacation right now. But yeah, I like to be busy, and thank you RAF. And yes, I don't know, I did something with teeth. Now I see he's in vacation. And I haven't heard anything from UFC. Like, if our fight is in July or August, I must know. No, it's not happening. Even September, I must know. But I'm hoping he will come back soon. And but UFC told me that there is no inch belts in this weight class, nothing else. I know, like, doesn't matter Sean wins or Zahabi wins, you know. So I'm fighting Yan. So.
Welcome back, fight fans, to your ultimate breakdown of today's most critical MMA developments, where shocking roster cuts, medical drama, and massive upcoming title fights are completely reshaping the combat sports landscape.
I think it's a good fight, you know. I think Yan is the best guy right now. He beat me, and I want to fight the best guy, you know. That's why I always wanted to take the best guys who deserved. And Peter deserved that time when I take 2 months after when I fought Corey Sanhagan. I take 2 months after because he was most deserving guy. But now it's been many months and he's taking his time. But yes, so I think everybody wants to see this trilogy fight, you know.
Firstly, the official release of Andreas Gustafsson. The Ultimate Fighting Championship has formally parted ways with Swedish competitor Andreas Gustafsson. At 35 years of age, the veteran athlete was recently forced to pull out of his highly anticipated matchup against Dino Donenko. The withdrawal stems from persistent, deep-seated cardiac complications that manifested intensely during his preparation. As a consequence of these worsening symptoms, Gustafsson was required to instantly halt his training camp to undergo extensive clinical evaluations. Media outlets, including prior coverage from Front Kick, had previously highlighted his ongoing battles with atrial fibrillation alongside recurrent bouts of tachycardia. When these cardiovascular irregularities flared up dangerously mid-camp, medical professionals determined it was unsafe to clear him for active competition. The somber news was delivered directly to the fighter by primary UFC matchmaker Sean Shelby. In their private discussion, Shelby characterized the turn of events as deeply unfortunate and incredibly serious, reiterating to the Swede that personal health, safety, and long-term physical recovery must take absolute precedence over the sport.
We're flying tomorrow. You want to fly with us? We got space, right, Kucha?
If anything, I'll do another time. I don't know anything.
But we're flying big jet. So.
Big jet?
Yeah, big jet.
You got my number, yo.
Yeah, think 2 times. Maybe like you can move a little bit and then jump in.
And I want to come to your house and train with you, man.
Yeah, come in.
I want to live your life, man. I'm from the hood, man.
Also in the promotional debuts, injuries, and divisional promises, the Merab Dvalishvili's costly triumph at RAF 9. In a highly publicized promotional debut, Merab Dvalishvili secured an incredibly dominant and impressive victory over UFC Hall of Famer Frankie Edgar at the RAF 9 event. Despite the dominant nature of his performance, the triumph left behind severe physical consequences. In the opening sequences of the bout, an accidental clash of heads occurred as both athletes aggressively jockeyed for positional dominance inside the cage. Immediately following the impact, Dvalishvili could be seen clutching his nose, which sustained visible, heavy trauma. Fresh post-fight imagery reveals a severely distorted and battered nasal structure. This has ignited massive widespread speculation across the industry regarding whether the newly signed athlete needs to step away from active competition entirely to undergo surgery and allow the bone structure to mend properly.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That is a dream come true for him. He's
Yeah,
always dreamed of seeing you live.
Yeah, this is my dream.
Uncle, be strong. We'll see you soon.
See? Look.
Nice t-shirt.
Yeah, this is the 3.
I will give you t-shirts after the fight.
Oh.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Islam.
Thank you for everything.
In addition, the bantamweight title landscape and the Petr Yan trilogy. Addressing members of the press during the post-fight media scrum, Merab expressed immense gratitude for his current position, emphasizing how much he values staying highly active. He noted that keeping a busy schedule is his preferred way of operating, though he is now forced to wait on the status of his primary rival, Petr Yan. Merab pointed out that Yan is currently away on vacation, leaving their projected timeline up in the air. Crucially, Merab revealed a major promotional assurance. The UFC explicitly promised him that no interim titles will be introduced within his weight class, regardless of the upcoming outcomes of matchups involving Sean or Zahabi. Merab firmly stated that his primary focus remains locked on a blockbuster trilogy fight against Yan, whom he openly regards as the absolute elite in the division right now. Reflecting on their history, Merab acknowledged Yan's past victory over him, reinforcing his desire to constantly test himself against the very best. He reminded the media that he previously granted Yan time to rest when he himself took a 2-month hiatus after defeating Corey Sandhagen, recognizing Yan as the most rightful contender at that specific juncture. Now, with months having passed and Yan taking an extended break, Merab remains confident that the global fan base is demanding this trilogy above all else. 1-1 Stajal.
我觉得佩雷兹是装的一个人，跟苏木打佩雷兹是装的。因为下来就没事儿，你在擂台上待着有事儿，下来一点事儿没有。
Also in the summer mega fights and lightweight title dynamics, McGregor vs. Holloway 2 slated for UFC 329. A monumental rematch is locked in for the summer showcase. Global superstar Conor McGregor is officially locked down to make his highly anticipated return to active competition in the main event of UFC 329, scheduled to take place on July 11th. He will be squaring off against former featherweight kingpin Max Holloway in a high-stakes legacy rematch. During a sit-down interview with TNT Sports, reigning UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev shared his perspective on the mega fight. Makhachev warmly welcomed the return of the Irish icon, praising the massive commercial and cultural impact McGregor consistently brings to mixed martial arts. However, the pound-for-pound king balanced his praise with a stark stylistic warning. Makhachev pointed out that McGregor is stepping into an incredibly dangerous assignment against Holloway. According to the champion's assessment, Holloway possesses all the necessary tools to outright defeat McGregor on July 11th.
We talked the other day about being able to set up these matchups. You notifying the UFC of your retirement. You didn't say like you're officially retired, but now you get to help set up these big matchups for RAF, and now it is official. It's you and Armin. Thoughts on it now that it is official, and what did you think of Armin's performance tonight?
You know, I didn't get to see Armin's performance. I was, just focusing on my match. I knew I had a dogfight in store. It's a 2-time All-American, former world champion in the UFC, one of the greatest guys, and, he had 20-30.
Also in the same context, Makhachev's title defense timeline against Ian Machado Gary. Beyond analyzing the international box office attraction, Makhachev provided clarity regarding his own immediate career trajectory. The lightweight champion revealed that he is packing his bags to head directly back into an intense training camp. This comes amid mounting organizational momentum surrounding a potential world title defense against rising star Ian Machado Gary, targeted for a summer date in August. Makhachev confirmed his readiness to defend his crown late this summer, stating unequivocally that while numerous top-tier contenders are clamoring for a shot at his belt, the young undefeated Irishman, Ian Gary, currently sits as the primary focus. The champion sent a stern message to the rest of the division, declaring that while many want to take his gold, he has absolutely no intention of relinquishing his throne to anyone. Also, a champion's gesture behind the scenes. In a touching moment outside of his rigorous athletic preparation, Islam Makhachev utilized his platform to connect with a dedicated fan currently battling cancer. During an emotional video call, the champion personally reached out to lift the fan's spirits. Overwhelmed with joy, the supporter expressed deep gratitude, stating that the surprise interaction had completely made his day. Makhachev went a step further by extending an official, all-expenses-paid invitation to the fan to watch his upcoming world title defense live this August, promising to personally dispatch the entry tickets. The fan, alongside family members present, noted that witnessing the champion compete live in an arena was a lifelong dream come true. Before concluding the call, Makhachev encouraged the fan to remain incredibly strong, shared a lighthearted moment observing the fan doing push-ups, and promised to gift him official fight t-shirts immediately following the conclusion of his August bout. But in the international results, backstage camaraderie, and press conference callouts, the controversy and criticism at UFC Macau. Action at UFC Macau took an unexpected and frustrating turn during a highly competitive flyweight encounter between Sumidaraji and Alex Perez. The fight was abruptly halted at the 145 mark of the very second round following an accidental low blow. Perez was struck heavily beneath the waistline and declared himself entirely unable to continue, leaving the playing surface in visible, agonizing discomfort which forced the referee to rule the bout a no contest. However, the validity of the stoppage was quickly called into question by bantamweight star Song Yadong, who performed in the evening's main event. Speaking later that night, Song openly expressed skepticism regarding the severity of the low blow.
Pounds on me tonight, as you can see out there, so I knew I was in for a dogfight. I didn't care about worrying about anything else but Chris Weidman tonight, so thankful I could set up this big match with Armin. He's been talking a lot of smack, so now there's no more excuses. He's got to see me on that mat July 18th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Do you feel like you're going to be Armin's first real competition?
Absolutely. He's been going against guys that are a lot smaller than him. Uriah was, 20, 30 pounds smaller than him. He hasn't wrestled a high-level All-American like myself, someone that, is around the same size as him. I might have 5-10 pounds on him, but we're similar size. He's been going up against guys that are a lot smaller than him and don't have the wrestling credentials as me. So I'm going to be a real challenge, and I can't wait to give him his first loss.
According to Song's sharp critique, Perez heavily exaggerated the physical impact of the illegal strike and was not legitimately hurt enough to warrant a complete termination of the contest. Weapizan won, Foria the Wand U Abeliomit's post-fight respect. In a refreshing display of martial arts brotherhood, top lightweight contender Armin Tsarukyan and fellow competitor Muggsy shared a warm, respectful backstage interaction following their recent high-profile rematch at a regional RAF event. Discarding their competitive animosity, the two elite athletes demonstrated immense mutual respect. The positive vibes culminated in Tsarukyan offering Muggsy a luxury travel accommodation, extending a direct invitation for Muggsy to skip standard travel and join his team on a private jet flight scheduled for the following morning. While Muggsy lightheartedly declined the offer for the time being, citing that he would gladly take him up on it in the future, Tsarukyan jokingly pushed him to reconsider, emphasizing the massive scale of the private aircraft. Muggsy countered with a laugh, stating he wanted to visit Tsarukyan's home to train in the future, while playfully joking about the dangers of entering his own neighborhood. In addition, Covington targets Tsarukyan for RAF 11. The competitive landscape for RAF 11 is now set in stone, featuring a highly volatile clash between polarizing star Colby Covington and Armin Tsarukyan. Taking center stage at the post-fight press conference, Covington addressed the media to break down the newly finalized matchup. Chaos boldly proclaimed that he will easily represent the single most difficult athletic challenge of Tsarukyan's entire professional career. According to Covington's narrative, this upcoming July 18th booking in Milwaukee, Wisconsin will serve as Tsarukyan's very first authentic test against a truly elite, world-class competitor. Covington explained that during the event, he was entirely checked out of Tsarukyan's actual performance because his sole focus was directed at surviving a grueling dogfight against two-time All-American and former UFC champion Chris Weidman, who held a significant 20 to 30 pound weight advantage over him on fight night. Transitioning directly to his future opponent, Covington claims Tsarukyan has built his recent momentum by bullying drastically smaller opposition. He pointed out that Tsarukyan's previous opponent, Uriah, was giving up roughly 20 to 30 pounds in natural size. Covington asserted that Tsarukyan has never shared the mat with a high-caliber, decorated All-American wrestler of similar physical stature, promising to hand the rising contender his definitive first loss inside the RAF cage. Also, the stunning revelation surrounding Ilia Topuria's weight. A staggering piece of behind-the-scenes data has emerged regarding reigning champion Ilia Topuria. Speaking on a recent episode of the ConnectCast podcast, Plinio Cruz, a longtime coach of light heavyweight kingpin Alex Pereira, dropped a bombshell revelation. Cruz stated that approximately 1 month ago, Topuria was walking around at a massive 90 kilograms, which translates to nearly 200 pounds. If this metric is completely precise, it means Topuria is faced with the monumental task of shedding roughly 45 pounds in a tight 5 to 6 week window ahead of his next championship defense. Cruz quoted Topuria directly from a gym interaction, stating that the champion openly complained about the extreme agony of hitting the 145-pound featherweight limit, even vowing he would never subject his body to that specific weight cut again due to the sheer suffering involved. and weight cutting remains one of the most physically damaging and unpredictable aspects of a modern training camp, drawing direct comparisons to the high-profile medical complications that have plagued athletes like Khamzat Chimaev in recent history. Looking back at Topuria's professional record, he has only officially missed the scales a single time. That isolated incident occurred back in 2018 under the Cage Warriors banner for a bantamweight championship bout. While Topuria ultimately won that fight via a spectacular finish, his failure to make the contracted weight limit made him ineligible to walk away with the physical title.
Hey, hello, Uncle. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, Islam. Thank you for calling me. I'm very happy. Today, you have my day.
When you come to visit us,
One of those days.
how's everything? Where are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm trying to go to the best. I'm positive.
I want to invite you to my fight, next fight in August. I will send you tickets.
Nos quieren invitar a su pelea.
Hey. Oh, I'm very.
In the conclusion, I want to extend a massive thank you to all of our dedicated viewers for tuning in to today's deep dive report. Your continued support is what keeps this channel running, so please remember to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel immediately, and smash that hype button to ensure you never miss your daily dose of elite mixed martial arts news. With Ilia Topuria reportedly walking around near 200 pounds just weeks out from a featherweight title defense, and Merab Dvalishvili facing a potentially severe nasal injury ahead of his promised trilogy with Petr Yan, the stakes have never been higher. Do you believe Ilia Topuria can safely successfully execute a 45-pound weight cut without severely compromising his performance in the cage? Let us know your exact thoughts and analytical breakdowns in the comments section below, and we will see you right here next time.